I got the dryer in, you can see there's some serious dents in it. And hopefully with the light the way it is, you can see how that's dented in and kind of crunched up. And there are some on the other side. This side looks pretty good. The only dent was right here. Let's see if we can. I've got to find an angle. If you look from there, you might be able to see that it's kind of indented. This is the mini dryer that I got, sitting next to my full-size washer. And you can see that to get it level, I had to put it on some benches. I got these little plastic benches that fold up and put a piece of plywood. Actually, that piece of plywood came as part of the packing. So, even though the dryer came indented, I kind of feel like I got a little something extra with these. There were two of them, one on top and one on bottom. And it was packaged really well. So somebody really had to handle it like the old advertisement for the baggage handlers where you see the monkeys throwing the bags around. I can't remember what brand it is. But anyway, I have mine hooked up into the outdoor vent. But as you can see, it's fallen off. This happens a lot. And I'll show you how to. You gotta hook it back up. Let me see if I can do this and hold the camera. Alright, it goes into this sleeve here, and then you push up. And I tighten it, but oftentimes it falls back off. So I may need to find some more permanent way to stick it on. But you have to realize this is a portable dryer, which means it is meant to take on vacation. You can literally put this in your car, take it up in your hotel room and hook it up and use it. And you can either put the hose out the window, or you can buy something like, give me a second. You can buy something like this, which I have not tried out yet, but it is meant for using indoors, so you don't have to vent your dryer outside, and it will filter out all the lint. But I will tell you, the lint trap in this dryer does a really good job of filtering the lint. So even when this hose falls off, I don't have a lot of lint building up. This has been set up for about a month, maybe more, and I have no lint really building up back here. And I haven't cleaned since I put it in. I cleaned before I put it in, but I haven't really gone back there and tried to clean up the lint. So you can see there's a little bit gathering up, but that's coming out of my main thing, and it might have been lint that I missed. But for the most part, the lint trap in this dryer keeps it really clean. So I'm going to put this on a tripod, and then I'm going to show you the inside. Okay, the washer has 4 settings, and basic heat settings, which we will talk about in the video that I do on individual loads. But for now, you hit this power button here, and it starts with the first heat cycle. You push it. This is the temperature. So if you change this, the red bar will change. This is the hottest setting here. I'm not sure what this is. This and this. This is like the regular heat setting, and I think it's a sensor setting. But I'll explain all that in the next video. But for now, when you find your temperature, which for now I use the heat, full heat for everything. Then you want to adjust your time here, which is this button here. I'm not even touching the button. I am this far away from it, and it's moving. So it cycles through, and so when I turn it off, turn it back on, it starts at that setting at 150 minutes. It goes to 170, then to 190, then it goes back to 20. And then you go up 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, etc. So, if you want to dry something quick on the hot setting, you can just go to, and then you're at 40. So, you have to be careful because sometimes it just cycles through and goes too far. But I like to just do 20, and then when you're ready to start it, you got to hit this power button. I often get confused and hit this power button, and it turns it off. This one starts it and pauses, and then pauses. And I don't want to run it too long because right now I have the filter out, and I want to show that to you in a minute. But I wanted you to see what the different settings look like for this intro video, and then I will go into more detail of all this in the next video. Okay, now we're going to look inside. This has a handle right here that you just tuck your hand in, and you're going to have to push here. When you go to close it, this dryer is so lightweight, you literally have to hold it and kind of push. If you go and you try to slam it shut, you're going to end up moving the dryer over, and if you have it on a stand like this, eventually it's going to plop off if you don't watch. I have clothes in here, you can see. So I'm going to see if you can see inside. Yes, you can. Alright, so what I want to show you, I'll get these clothes out. This is the filter, and it snaps in and you pull it out, and that is your lint trap. So when you want to put it back in, you have to kind of turn it, make sure it snaps in. So sometimes if you put it, you can hear it snap. This is the lint trap. There's a lot to it, believe it or not. It's not like the old-fashioned little tiny lint traps where you just pull out a screen and you take it off. So in here, this is what you see when you look into the dryer, and you reach your hands in here and you pull it out. So now you've got this part which has to stay on, and this is a like a felt piece of material, and it catches the extra lint. This is the first line of defense for catching lint. So to remove it, it's a little touchy, so you can't just kind of, you could kind of grab it here and hold it here, but that is hard for me. So what I just do is I just kind of reach in and kind of push from the bottom. Trying to do this without, okay, you just kind of, oh, my thumb was in the way. Okay, you kind of push up till you get it along there, and then you just kind of grab it this way, hold it here, and just kind of spin. And slowly spin, and the thing will just kind of, it doesn't screw on and off, but the spinning helps to move it slowly, because you don't want to manhandle this and make it be too rough on it. So let's back this up a little. Yep, that's as far back as we can go. Now, what you want to do is, of course, you want to occasionally make sure this is, you know, kind of clean. But usually it stays really clean. Get a little bit here. I use just an old toothbrush. I have one that I leave here. So, now, to clean this part, you don't need the toothbrush. You just take your hands And once you get a little ball of lint, you can kind of pick up all the other lint. And in case you didn't know, lint is great for cleaning up more lint. Once you get a lint ball, it just picks up all the other lint that's dropped off. So, anyway, once that's done, you can put it back here with this, and you can just, you want to hold it down here and push it right in. There you go. Oh, I got a little piece of lint stuck in there. So, now that that's done, set it to the side. Let me let my cat out. Nope, I didn't want out. Where are you at? Okay, he's run away. So, in the meantime, the best way to clean this, and I really haven't found whether it matters which way it goes, but this was to the outside, and you can tell because it's only got a ring around here. So this was to the inside. This caught the extra lint. Now do you want out? I apologize. I'll be right back. You want out? So, the best way to clean this is just, I've found, lightly brush. And then you can just pull that off. And I'm building up my little lint ball there. Pull that off. And there you go. Now, I cannot answer any questions about using dryer sheets because I don't use them. I found that dryer sheets clog the screening, and you have to wash them a lot, very often, and you have to get in between the cracks because the stuff in the dryer sheet collects up in there. And it makes it very difficult to really clean it properly, and you can get a fire that way. So I don't use them. I also have an issue with scents. I don't do well with scents because of my deviated septum and stuff like that. Anyway, you didn't want to hear that. Also, I don't do well with scents. I don't like them, so they irritate my sinuses. So I'm putting this back on like so. And this is ready to go back into the dryer the way I showed you. So the dryer comes with a standard cord that plugs into a standard 110 plug for Americans. It does have all 3 prongs, so your plug will have to have a ground. Please consider subscribing to my channel, push the notification bell, and have a great day. Thank you for joining me.